Universal Design of Learning by Retta Salerno.
The universal design of learning is a framework with three guiding principles that parallel three distinctive learning networks in the brain: recognition, strategy, and effect. This framework is important because it reflects the ways in which students take in and process information. Using this framework, educators can improve outcomes for diverse learners by applying the principles to develop goals, instructional methods, classroom materials, and assessments. What can brain research tell us about learning differences? The recognition networks gather facts, tell us how we identify and categorize what we see, hear, and read, identifying letters, words, or author styles. Recognition tasks the what of learning. It's located in the back of the head, and it processes patterns. Next, we have the strategic networks. The strategic networks include the planning and performing tasks. It tells us how we organize and express our ideas. It tells us our writing and essay or solving math problems. They're all part of our strategic tasks. The how of learning is located in the front half of our brain, and it's the processes and the actions and the plans that we take care of. The affective networks tell us how students are engaged and motivated. It tells us how they are challenged, excited, or interested. It tells us these are effective dimensions, the whys of learning, the emotions, the evaluated patterns. Universal design of learning can support cultural, linguistic, and academic diversity by introducing concepts using a variety of technology tools and different instructional strategies. Universal design of learning is designed so all students can access learning despite their abilities or disabilities. For instance, I modified my correlation lesson by incorporating activities that modeled the correlation. I integrated the smartboard to graph our results so that we had a visual representation. To model the positive correlation, I had each student record their height in inches and their shoe size. Using Smart Notebook software, I prepared a graph where the x-axis represented the student's height and the y-axis represented the student's shoe size. The students had to graph their data on the smartboard. After all the students recorded their data, we began to discuss what patterns we saw in the graph. I asked the students to make a generalization about the graph in which they stated that typically, the taller the person is, the bigger their shoe size. To support recognition learning, we continued the discussion by providing multiple examples. To support strategic learning, I can have students comment on our class blog indicating an example of either positive, negative, or no correlation. This provides more opportunity and time for students to brainstorm their own ideas. Students can provide feedback on the comments and agree or disagree about the idea by using a universal comment and concept, such as height and shoe size, that all students could relate to regardless of culture, ethnicity, academic background, or ability. It makes the learning more accessible. What is the central role of technology? of universal design of learning in reference to the brain research and instructional implications? Technology used in universal design of learning can support the various brain networks of learning. To support recognition networks, teachers can use technology such as interactive whiteboards to create lesson activities such as sorting activities that will engage and involve students. Sounds and video clips can be incorporated into lesson activities. To support strategic networks, teachers can have students create podcasts or digital stories to convey their understanding. Students need to critically sequence their thoughts and explain their thoughts clearly. To support effective networks, teachers can have students demonstrate their application of a math concept in a real-world application. For example, students can use flip video cameras to document and explain how discount, sale price, percent of discounts are calculated. Students can also add captions to their videos. You are probably asking yourself, what can I do? Well, first of all, you can apply universal design of learning to your instruction. You can demand universal design products. You can share universal design of learning resources and lesson plans with others. You can advocate curriculum adoption policies that require universal design of learning principles. Over the course of my research, I came across a lot of good resources. I'd like to recommend 3. The first I'd like to recommend is called the Lesson Builder from CAST Online Tools and Resources. It provides educators with models and tools to create and adapt lessons that increase access and participation in general education curriculum for all students. Next, we have the CAST Editions, which is the Universal Design of Learning Editions. Takes advantage of the flexibility of digital media to reach and engage all learners. Its leveled support and text help toolbars balance challenge and support for each learner ages 10 and up. Students can read the text, follow along as the computerized reader reads the story and translates words into Spanish. It looks up unknown words in the dictionary, and it does much more. It's like your very own personal translator. And last but not least, we have the CAST Universal Design of Learning Book Builder. This program gives students opportunity to create, share, publish, and read digital books that engage and support diverse learners according to their individual needs, interests, and skills. Teachers and students can create digital books with images and captions to support teachers and students with their reading and comprehension. That concludes my presentation, and I invite you to incorporate universal design of learning into your classrooms and into the future of education. Remember, a journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with a single step. Thank you all for listening.